This is The Process Shot. I'm Michael, I'm playing Zero, and I've seen The Running Man, a satirical dystopian science fiction action film from 1987 directed by Paul Michael Glaser and starring Arnold Schwarzenegger. Set in the futuristic wasteland of 2017, Schwarzenegger portrays Ben Richards, a pilot working for the totalitarian police state who ends up in a labor camp after refusing to fire upon unarmed protesters. Escaping months later with the help of resistance fighters, he learns that he has been framed as a mass murderer. While trying to flee to Hawaii, a hostage he takes ends up giving away his identity, resulting in his arrest. Instead of death or imprisonment, however, Richards is given the opportunity to partake in The Running Man, a deadly game show where he and others are made to run for their lives as they are chased by stalkers, who are sent to hunt down the show's contestants and kill them before they have a chance to escape. However, the rules of the game begin to change when Richards is the first contestant to ever kill a stalker himself. There's a bit more to unpack here, but the general idea is one which would put this movie neatly enough into the cyberpunk genre, though perhaps more punk than cyber, if that makes sense. It's less about the technological aspect of the genre, and more focus on the dystopia. And in particular, it takes a rather exaggerated but prescient look at television entertainment and the glorification of violent content for the sake of ratings and audience retention, as well as the use of television and mass media as a means of propaganda. It's an aspect of the universe that's not explored too deeply, but is still present within the story as we cut back and forth between Richards in the game and the rest of the world, where audiences of upper and lower classes alike are watching the show. The film's overall focus seems to be on this satirization of entertainment, from the audience reactions of the death of a stalker, to their shifting allegiances as Richards makes his way through the game. And of course, the fact that there's a home board game version of the show. In any case, the other elements of the story, from the resistance fighters to Richards' desire to clear his name, do have their part in the narrative, but otherwise aren't treated with as much reverence as the Running Man show itself. In a way, there's two parts to the film structure: the satire and everything else. Although the everything else is at least geared towards pushing its own story along, rather than playing second fiddle, with enough in the way of pure action fun to leave you satisfied. Speaking of which, the film beyond its satire is, well, it's pretty standard action fare. But again, it's not really trying to pretend it's anything else. At its core, The Running Man follows the usual genre tropes, from a good-hearted hero who has to fight for his own freedom, to a multitude of muscle-bound and dim-witted thugs set against him, with a good amount of simpler character roles and archetypes to boot. There's still a fair amount of visual stylization within the film, from its general set design that clearly divides the rich and poor sides of this world, to the art design with harsh lighting and colors that gives the film a few nice shots even in the more hectic action sequences. The editing actually helps in these scenes, keeping events flowing with a high amount of energy and suspense, while remaining comprehensible to the viewer. It also knows how to balance the story with the action, with enough downtime to keep things moving forward. Of course, those other downtime scenes are where the satire and commentary come into play, and while it's where the film puts more of its energy, the overall result is very entertaining, eerily foreboding, and at the very least, a wild ride you can pop on and watch whenever you need a classic action fix. The Running Man, Paul Michael Glaser, 1987. 4 stars. I'd say to give it a watch one of these days. Again, it's something you can watch for its satirical edge or for the shameless action. The best of both worlds, eh? Anyways, that's it from me. If you liked this review, leave it a like. If you didn't, leave a comment. As always, subscribe to the channel for more reviews. I wonder if they've made a Running Man TV show while I've been stuck here. Wouldn't surprise me, honestly. They've probably run out of other ideas.